Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I go with the name of DJ Gabe C, DJ for the Power 106 Street Team Flavor Unit. What's the Street Team? That's pretty much like the forefront of the radio station, whether it's going to your high school, your middle school, your local concerts, mall, whatever. I'm out there DJing. It could be any type of event, but we out there giving out prizes, setting the vibes, whatever it may be. We out there, man. Also, a DJ with the LA Leakers on the Leak Show every Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. on Shade 45, real West Coast style. But here today, I'm here to introduce you to GABESEES, and that's pretty much my whole vision of like music, progression, positivity, LA grind, and yeah, just everything that I'm really into served on a platter through my perspective. Hold on, let me just take you back real quick. I fell in love with music when I was like 13, 14, when I was this little swaggy, sweet little Filipino. There he is. And yeah, really into the culture, really into everything. And I thank my big bro for that, because he would always take me with him to all the gigs, whether it was a debut, Sweet 16, dog birthday, whatever. And he really taught me how to like rock a party and keep the vibe going. And with that, I really fell in love with like music in general and started playing my own gigs. And from there, in high school, I was really into the street culture because it was just so tangible. I remember YG is 1 year older than me, but he would always be performing at like all the high schools. And I remember going to Carson High, and he only had like 2 songs. I think it was Go Dumb and Pussy Killer. But he wasn't even able to perform because a bunch of Crips came, was like, hey, ta, 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 ta. And it was crazy. There was a big brawl. And I seen YG jump on the car and jump off the car with a skateboard and knock 3 people down. And I was just like, oh. I remember being in 11th grade and I was like, okay, this is real life. And ever since then, I was really paying attention to the street culture and just music and how it evolved and what kind of elements stayed and what really translated to the mass and the youth and just everyone in general. And so I really leaned towards like the radio side of things, and I was able to get an internship at Rosewood Radio, and then from there I was able to work with a lot more artists. Shout out to Gabby, shout out to Aaron. And being able to work with artists and seeing the progression and being able to translate that with the mass was like one of my biggest things. And when I got the job at Power 106, #1 for hip hop, it really opened my eyes even more. And I was like, wow, everything is around me. Like being able to work with the DJs that I looked up to my whole life, being able to work with artists I looked up to my whole life, being in the same studio, sharing different perspectives on how you kind of interpret the sound was one of the biggest things, and that really influenced me and motivated me to be able to have my own platform and to just show, really, like I said before, my perspective of like the whole music culture and how it evolves, and being able to catch up with these artists. I know one of my biggest things coming into this game was like not really telling you what I hate about this or why it's whack or whatever, because everyone has their own perspective, and I love that about music in general. But I can give you my 2 cents of what weird reason why I vibe with this record. It could be a Georgia Smith record, it could be a Draco the Ruler record, it could be a Greedo record, Alina Baraz, anything. But it's weird because I really let my mind do like the picking. Like, okay, cool, there's something about this Khalid record that I really love. Following that record and months later it being a crazy success or whatnot, another life-changing experience too. I remember, shout out to the homie Teddy and Ani, but we had a show that I was like co-producing, and I Am Sue went in there, and I remember this was like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. I remember I Am Sue was like, hey man, is it cool if this new artist sits in the studio while we do this interview? Is it cool? And then she had a box of CDs. And this girl was Kaylani with a box of Cloud 19 mixtapes, and she was just excited for the world. And I remember one of the things she said was like, hey, is it cool if you pass out these CDs at your events when you go out throughout the city? And I was like, yeah, dope. And I remember playing the CD, and it was one of the hottest like R&B mixtapes I ever heard. And just to follow that and see where she's at now is a crazy experience, especially for me, like being able to see her humbleness, her real talent just flourish within the world. And that's a prime example of music speaking for itself. And I remember another time too, which was like a year and a half ago, or maybe like 2 years ago, Alicia Cara walked in, and one of my jobs for that day was to be able to walk her from the parking lot to upstairs and being able to have that small conversation. She had nothing released yet, right? And she was performing here on her guitar. And that conversation that we had in the elevator was so like life-changing, because she was so young and she was just so like nervous for the world, but at the same time she was just like, she knew that she had an incredible sound that was going to change the world, and it was a life-changing experience too, man. That's one of the reasons why I started this GABESEES, this foundation, to really share you how I feel and just to really show you my perspective of how music translates with the mass and just the whole grind in general. But yeah, I got a lot in store for you. GoodMorningGabe.com. Log on. I got a lot of new artists that we're gonna catch up with, a lot of new events that we're gonna be covering as well. It's DJ KC, Good Morning Gabe, on all social media. Make sure to follow that. I'm just hyped to show you my perspective of the new music culture. So yeah, stay in tune, stay locked. We out there, man. Show some love, give me a hug, give me a high five, whatever you do. Keep the positive energy, the world needs it, I promise you. Young Gabe C. Hammer signing off. Pow, pow, pow.
Yo, what's up, it's Lil Yachty. I want to give a big shout out to GABESEES. Appreciate you for rocking with everything. Lil Boat.